Have you ever thought that losing weight after the age of 65 is automatically a good thing? That every pound shed is a symbol of success, discipline, or renewed health? Let me share a story with you that might change how you see it. George was 72, never a slim man in his younger days, but last year the weight began to fall off, without him even trying. At first he was pleased, his pants fit better. His friends complimented him, people smiled and said he looked great. But beneath those kind words, beneath the looser clothes, was a body that was quietly breaking down, sending signals of distress that no one was hearing. What if I told you that losing weight after 65, especially when it's unintentional, can be one of the most dangerous warning signs there is, one that most people ignore until it's too late. This isn't about fitting into old jeans or looking good in family photos. This is about survival. Because for seniors, unexpected weight loss can mean the body is surrendering quietly before the mind even realizes something's wrong. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 silent but serious reasons why unplanned weight loss after 65 could spell serious trouble. And more importantly, I'll show you how to tell the difference between healthy weight loss and harmful decline. If you're here right now, I want to thank you. Thank you for caring enough to learn, to protect yourself or someone you love. Please take a moment to like this video and hit that subscribe button if you want more honest conversations about aging with dignity, strength, and real knowledge. And while you're here, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Share it with me in the comments. It's always inspiring to see where our community reaches. Now, let's begin. For many seniors, those first few pounds come off so slowly, so quietly, it seems harmless. Maybe you skip a meal here, feel a little less hungry there, and before you know it, the old jeans you tucked away years ago slide on effortlessly. But if you're over 65 and losing weight without trying, there's a real chance that your body isn't celebrating, it might be struggling. Let's start with the first hidden cause, malabsorption. Imagine this, you're eating your usual meals, sitting down with your oatmeal, your sandwiches, your dinner plate's full. But deep inside, your small intestine has stopped working like it used to. You're eating, but your body acts like it's starving. That's malabsorption. It's common in seniors, especially those silently dealing with conditions like celiac disease, chronic pancreatitis, or even low-grade gut inflammation that's never been diagnosed. Let me tell you about Helen from Minnesota, 68 years old. She loved her oatmeal and berries every morning, never skipped a meal. Her appetite seemed fine, but her energy fell away. Her arms grew thinner. Bruises started showing up on her skin without explanation. When the doctors finally looked closer, they found dangerously low levels of vitamin B12 and iron. Even though her diet was decent, the culprit wasn't what she was eating. It was what her body was no longer absorbing. Her gut had quietly stopped doing its job, and her weight loss was the very first cry for help. The tragedy? This kind of nutrient deficiency often goes unnoticed until the weakness, the brain fog, the faintness become overwhelming. So if you or someone you love is eating but still losing weight, don't settle for the explanation of it's just age. Ask your doctor to check for absorption problems. Insist on it, because the earlier you catch it, the more strength you can save. And that brings us to the second hidden danger, muscle loss, the invisible decay that robs you of your future. It has a name, sarcopenia, and it starts earlier and moves faster than most people realize. After 60, if you're not actively fighting it, you can lose between 3% and 8% of your muscle mass every single decade. But here's the critical piece most people miss. When you lose muscle, you're not just losing strength, you're losing balance, metabolism, mobility, and ultimately your independence. Think of it this way, your muscles are your body's engines. They burn calories, they stabilize you, keep you moving through life with power and grace. And when you lose those engines, even if the number on the scale drops, it's not fat you're shedding, it's your future freedom. Let's talk about Ed. He was 75, healthy, used to walk his neighborhood every day without fail. But then winter came, the sidewalks iced over. He stayed inside more. His walks became shorter, then less frequent. 3 months later, he had lost 10 pounds. His family clapped him on the back, told him how good he looked. But then they noticed he moved slower. He hesitated at stairs. He steadied himself on furniture. That wasn't progress, that was sarcopenia. Stealing his independence 1 pound at a time. So how do you know if this is happening to you? Here's a simple but powerful test. Can you rise from a chair without using your hands? Can you walk at a brisk pace for 10 minutes without needing to stop? If either answer is no, it's not just aging, it's decline knocking at your door. But here's the good news. You can fight back. You can slow it down, even reverse it. Simple strength training, daily walking, eating enough high-quality protein. All of it matters. All of it works if you start before the slope gets too steep. So those are just the first two signs, and if you've experienced them, or if you've seen someone you love shrinking quietly, their clothes getting looser while their energy gets lower, don't brush it off. It's not about fitting into smaller clothes. It's about staying alive longer, staying stronger, and staying independent on your own terms. Malabsorption and muscle loss can hide behind what looks like healthy weight loss, but they're often early signs your body is beginning to fail silently. And now let's go even deeper, because the next danger doesn't begin in your gut or your muscles. It begins in your mind. Cognitive decline, the slow, silent slipping away of the brain's sharpness, can change everything, starting with something as simple as forgetting to eat. Maybe you've seen it. Someone you care about skipping meals, forgetting if they had breakfast, picking at food without even noticing. This isn't simple forgetfulness. It's often the earliest whisper of something more serious. Studies from the Alzheimer's Association show that seniors with mild cognitive impairment are twice as likely to experience unintentional weight loss within the first year of symptoms appearing. Why? Because the brain stops processing hunger, thirst, even the flow of time the way it used to. Let me tell you about Marion, 76 years old, proud book club member, crossword puzzle champion. Her mind was always sharp, or so it seemed. Then her daughter noticed groceries untouched, meals left half prepared. Marion would insist she had eaten, but her plate would still be clean, her stomach still empty. Within just a few months, Marion had lost 12 pounds. The diagnosis? Early stage Alzheimer's. Her brain simply stopped sending the signal that said, "It's time to eat." And that's the heartbreaking truth. When appetite suddenly disappears in an older adult who once enjoyed food, you must take it seriously. It's not just aging. It could be your first warning, and acting early can make all the difference. Now let's move to another hidden threat, underlying illness. Because while most people expect big illnesses to come with pain, fevers, or obvious symptoms, the reality is very different for seniors. Many diseases like cancer, thyroid disorders, congestive heart failure, COPD, and chronic infections start with just one lonely symptom: unexplained weight loss. Often the weight loss happens long before there's any real pain or visible problem. That's what makes it so dangerous. Harold, a 69-year-old retired engineer, thought it was normal when his pants got looser. He chalked it up to eating out less, retirement, slowing down. But then one night he fainted. Blood tests and scans revealed late-stage colon cancer. Silent, hidden, aggressive. Later, Harold said the same thing so many others have. The weight loss was the first sign. I just didn't know it. Please don't wait for dramatic symptoms. If you or someone you love loses more than 5% of body weight within 6 months without trying, that's a red flag. It doesn't always mean something terrible, but it always deserves attention. Blood tests, scans, a full checkup, because sometimes the only window you have to act is early, and you don't get a second chance. And remember, intentional weight loss for seniors should be slow, steady, carefully monitored. If it's fast, unplanned, or paired with fatigue and weakness, it's not a success story, it's a warning. And now let's talk about something even more silent, even more overlooked: emotional decline. Depression. After 65, life changes in ways that few talk about honestly. Retirement, loss of friends, family moving away, purpose shifting, shrinking, sometimes disappearing. And with that emotional decline, appetite often follows. Not dramatically, quietly, slowly. At first it looks like picking at food, then skipping meals, then days without real nourishment. Take Elizabeth, 71 years old, who lost her husband and with him the center of her world. She didn't cry much, she didn't complain, she didn't say she was sad. She just stopped cooking, stopped gardening, stopped eating, and slowly her body shrank, as if her spirit was fading along with it. Here's the painful truth. Depression in seniors often doesn't look like sadness. It looks like disinterest, fatigue, isolation, quiet withdrawal. And because many seniors grew up in a generation that prized being strong, they rarely talk about their emotional pain. But depression is real, it's dangerous, and it's treatable. Elizabeth eventually joined a local walking group. Slowly, tentatively, she began cooking again, gardening again, laughing again. And with that return to life, her appetite and her body recovered. If you see weight loss combined with withdrawal, loss of interest, isolation, don't ignore it. It might not be physical, but it is every bit as serious. Finally, there's another hidden cause that few talk about: medication side effects. Because the very pills that are meant to protect your heart, manage your blood sugar, control your blood pressure, can sometimes rob your appetite in the process. Did you know that over 30% of older adults take 5 or more prescription medications every single day? And among the most common side effects, loss of appetite. His plate stayed half full. The pounds dropped off, 15 pounds in just 8 weeks. Only when his doctor adjusted the medication schedule, added digestive support, and emphasized nutrient-dense, easier-to-eat foods did James start regaining his strength. So here's your action step. If you've started a new medication and your appetite suddenly plummets, don't brush it off. Talk to your doctor. Ask if there are alternatives, interactions, or side effects they can help manage. And one more tip: keep a simple food and medication journal for 2 weeks. Write down what you eat, when you take your pills, and how you feel afterward. Sometimes the patterns are hidden, but they matter. Because your medications are supposed to help you live, not quietly starve you. We've now uncovered 6 powerful, often hidden reasons why losing weight after 65 might not be something to celebrate. We've talked about malabsorption, muscle loss, cognitive decline, underlying illness, depression, and medication side effects. And through all of it, one truth shines through: your weight is not just a number, it's a signal. A whisper from your body telling you that something may be wrong, sometimes long before blood tests or scans can catch it. So if you're seeing that number on the scale drop and something in your gut feels unsure, trust yourself, speak up, act early. And if you're watching someone you love grow smaller, quieter, weaker, don't wait for bigger symptoms. Don't wait for the crisis, because noticing now could save years of life, or at the very least, give precious quality to the time that remains. And always remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. If this message spoke to you today, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your voice in the comments. Tell me, where are you watching from? And what's one thing you're taking away from this conversation? You matter, your health matters, and your life, every precious day of it, is worth fighting for. So far, we've uncovered 6 powerful truths that shatter a dangerous myth. The myth that losing weight after 65 is always a good thing. We've seen how malabsorption, muscle loss, cognitive decline, chronic illness, depression, and medication side effects can all quietly chip away at your health long before any official diagnosis is made. But now it's time to talk about what you can do about it. And here's the good news: even if you've already lost weight, even if you're feeling weaker than you used to, there is still so much you can do to rebuild your strength, reclaim your independence, and add meaningful, vibrant years to your life. Let's start with something most people overlook. Reclaiming your appetite begins not with what you eat, but with how you eat. Think about it. When you were younger, meals were a ritual: breakfast at the table, lunch with coworkers, the day with family. Meals had rhythm, they had structure, but after 65, routines change. You might live alone, you might eat on the couch, distracted by a television buzzing in the background. Slowly, food stops being a joy and becomes just another task. The fix isn't complicated. You don't need exotic foods or complicated diets. You need a return to rhythm. Eat at the same times every day, sit at a proper table. Use real plates and silverware. Turn off the TV. These small changes retrain your brain and body to anticipate food again, to welcome it instead of forgetting it. And if you've been skipping breakfast because you just don't feel hungry, start simple. Begin your day with something warm. Herbal tea, bone broth, even just warm water with a squeeze of lemon. It gently wakes up the stomach and tells your body it's time to begin. Follow that with something small but meaningful. Half a boiled egg, a slice of avocado toast. Not a feast, a beginning. A signal to your body that you are still nourishing it, still honoring it, still choosing life. And now let's talk about something critical: rebuilding muscle to reignite your metabolism. Even if you're 85, this is where many seniors unknowingly go wrong. They focus only on calories, on eating more, but do less. And without movement, food alone can't rebuild what's been lost. Muscle isn't just for athletes. It's your lifeline. It's your protection against falls, against frailty, against fading away. And building it doesn't mean heavy weights or intimidating gyms. It can be as simple as resistance bands, gentle water walking, Tai Chi, or Cherry Yoga. Even standing on one leg for 30 seconds each morning strengthens the muscles that keep you steady and strong. Let me tell you about Leo, 88 years old, from Ontario. After his wife passed, he stopped moving, stopped caring, stopped eating. Within months, he lost 22 pounds. His doctor warned him, at this rate, you'll be in a wheelchair by year's end. But Leo started small, marching in place during commercials, lifting soup cans, standing taller each week. By spring, he was gardening again. By summer, he'd regained 8 pounds. Not fat, but strength, energy, hope. Let Leo's story be your reminder. It's never too late to rebuild. When you move your body, your appetite comes back. Your confidence returns. Your independence rises. And of course, what you eat matters too. If you want to reverse unhealthy weight loss, don't reach for empty calories. You don't need sweets, chips, or milkshakes. You need fuel, real nourishing fuel, focused on 3 essential categories. First, protein. Eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken thighs, fish, tofu, lentils. These are life-sustaining foods, not diet foods. Your goal? About 20 grams of protein per meal. That could be 2 eggs and a slice of peanut butter toast at breakfast. Second, healthy fats. Olive oil, avocados, nuts and seeds, fatty fish like salmon. These fats don't just help you maintain weight, they help your brain function, your hormones balance, your cells repair. Third, complex carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes, brown rice, oats, quinoa. Carbs are not the enemy at your age. They're firewood for your body's furnace. And don't forget hydration. Seniors often lose their thirst cues, but dehydration can mimic malnutrition. Drink even when you're not thirsty. A glass of water before every meal can... Now, a word of caution. Talk to your doctor, but don't let them dismiss you. Too many seniors are told, that's just aging. When you mention weight loss, fatigue, changes in appetite, they say, that's normal for your age. But normal doesn't mean harmless. You have the right and the responsibility to advocate for yourself. Ask for a full blood panel, request a thyroid check, test your vitamin B12, your iron, your inflammatory markers, and if medication is robbing your appetite, bring it up. Ask about alternatives. Seek a referral to a dietitian who understands senior nutrition. Your health isn't just numbers on a chart, it's your life. You deserve care that honors that. And finally, please hear this. You don't have to face this alone. One of the biggest drivers of senior weight loss isn't physical, it's emotional. Loneliness, isolation, the slow, quiet emptying of your days and your table. If you've been eating alone, sitting in silence, waiting for a call that doesn't come, you're not the only one. Millions of seniors feel that same hollow ache. But there are ways to reconnect. Join a walking group. Find a local choir, even if you don't sing. Visit your senior center, volunteer once a week. Reach out, because connection rebuilds more than appetite. It rebuilds life. Let me tell you about Rosa, 82, from New Jersey. After her husband died, she lived in silence. She lost 17 pounds in 6 months. Everyone thought it was her diet. It wasn't, it was her heart, starving for connection. Then she joined a senior choir. She barely sang, but surrounded by music, by laughter, by new friends, she found herself eating again, smiling again, living again. Your appetite is tied to your reason for waking up. Find your reason. So let's make this practical. If you or someone you love has lost more than 5 pounds in a month without trying, it's time to act. Don't wait for the fall, the fainting spell, the frailty. Start now. Schedule a full checkup with blood work. Keep a food and medication journal for 2 weeks. Weigh yourself weekly, consistently. Begin gentle strength exercises. Even 5 minutes a day matters. Eat protein at every meal. Drink water with purpose. And most importantly, ask for help. Needing help is not weakness. It's how strong people stay strong. Because here's why all of this matters. You have spent decades giving to others, your family, your work, your community. Now it's time to give to yourself. Losing weight after 65 might sometimes be progress, but more often it's your body whispering, help me. And if you listen, if you act with care and courage, you can turn things around. No matter your age, your health matters. Your presence matters. Your life matters. If this message touched something inside you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, where are you watching from? And what is one thing you will start doing today to take back control of your health? Here's to strength, to peace, to purpose, to many, many more good years ahead. Here's to you.